truth is the antidote to suffering. Trust me, it really is. Hi everyone, I'm Toyin Okunuga. I am your Hush to Raw author. I am your self-realization mindset expert. Yes. Thanks again for joining me in these also very vital videos that I record on a weekly basis. Thank you. Yes, please, before we go further, I'll implore you to kindly hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell too, so that you don't miss a video. But also, please share these videos. Share. Why? Because the videos that I record, they are the most authentic videos that you will ever come across of these kind. Yes, of these kind. This is all my skin that I'm putting in these. So please subscribe to this channel so that we can grow it, keep growing it, and I can bring you more of these videos. But of course, when you subscribe, it will mean that I can devote more time to doing them, but also enrich everything that I pour into you. I see that yes, you are gaining and you are loving these videos. So thank you. Yes, I am Toyin, and today I am talking about how I overcome depression. I've put them in both past and present tense. Why? Because if we're not careful, anxiety, stress, overwhelm of life, they creep up on us, and it's not a one way, I've finished, I've done there, I've got there, that now I am okay. No, we have to be intentional. I know that word is swimming around, but when we are intentional about our healing from depression, we will see that we will get better. We'll better know how to handle things when they come upon us. So yes, how I overcame. Now, if you've not seen some other videos of mine, please check them out. I've got over 90 videos at the moment whilst we're in. So yes, I've got a lot of videos up there that I hope you can go into. Just check them out. There's some on depression, there's some on childhood. There are a lot. Everything I do is about childhood trauma. And I weave into these videos the psychology, all the certificates that I've acquired from my study, my research, all my biblical ways of knowing and how I've had to strengthen my faith. And most importantly, as I always say, is my own personal experience. So that's why I say authenticity. Authentic is what will enable us to get through everything we do in life. Truth is really the antidote to suffering, to that suffering that we feel people have brought upon us, or things that we have gone through. The loss of someone, it could be for you, and I pray that you get comforted. But it could be just things in life that we know we are not better able to deal with them. So where am I going? And what have I done? What do I still do to make sure that I overcome depression? So one, I had to embrace all of me. All of me. If you want to heal from depression, or if you want to stop or not even get down to being depressed, you've got to embrace all of you. And what do I mean? You might think, Toyin, of course I embrace all of me. If I don't, what do I do? No. We want to maybe hide those things that we don't like. Unintentionally, by the way, because psychologically, our brain, the amygdala, the emotional brain, it will suppress and put things to one side. Let's say as a child, when you can't deal with them, the brain has a way of protecting. So the one role, or the most important, almost single important role of the brain, is to keep us safe from time immemorial. You know, back then, before we had our evolutionary brain, the brain was to keep us safe. So in terms of danger. So that's why I said that we hide those, because the brain will tell us, oh no, as it would tell me, Toya, run away, that happened to you before. So all those dark sides, we put them to one side and we embrace or put up a front that we are all together. To be fair, everyone has a dark side, no matter who you are. Everyone has a dark side, and we have to bring those dark sides, bring the good sides, and God, in my opinion, makes them all together for good, for you, for me, and that's how we do. So what did I do? I had to bring those secrets. I had to bring them up. Why? Because the light, the light, it shines in the darkness, and the darkness cannot comprehend it. Yes, I'm going biblical on you today, guys, because that's the faith that I hold on to. And of course, that is John chapter 1:5. But of course, it's not all biblical. But yes, I hold strong in my faith because I believe anything that's in the dark is not making you okay. But when you bring it to the light, you embrace all of you. What did I do? I brought my shame of being sexually abused at a younger age. I brought it to light. I brought the fact that people would say I'm a mistake child. I brought it to light. I brought the fact that people would say I'm not meant to be here. I brought them all from the dark, and I embraced all of me. And what did I do? I wrote it out. Not just writing, I published my Hush to Raw. Get your Hush to Raw. You will see that writing is the most single important aspect of healing from depression, because then you have brought it out, and you might think, Toyin, I don't have a will to write. You don't have to write a book, but I'm saying how I've overcome depression and how I still overcome anxiety, stress, that I make sure I don't get overwhelmed. So that is not embraced all of me, and I would implore you, embrace those good and the bad bits. And I turned those shame, the guilt, all the anger, the unforgiveness, I turned all that into being divinely discontent, and I turned it into a book. Most people who write, if you're a reader, you see that they've put a lot of things that are so evil in the world, and they've turned it around for good, because that's what happens. Now that I'm doing things that are more than just about me, it enables us go further. So embrace all of me. Then I befriended my emotional brain. Oh dear, I could cry right now. And I did say, if you're following me on Facebook as well, I said these videos, you will see all types of emotions. And it does not mean that one is weak when you cry, because it's my story. It's your story. Don't let people box you in to say you're weak because you're crying. No, I've got a lot of mentors. In fact, all of my mentors, all of them, they cry. I've got Jordan Peterson, you might know him. I've got Oprah Winfrey, Bishop T.D. Jakes. Would you tell me they're weak? No, and they cry. Cece Winans, all my mentors, they shed tears, because that is humility, it is vulnerability, and it is strength. So if I shed a tear today, it's okay. I embrace all of me. So, as I was saying, I befriend my emotional brain. Why? Because when I was younger, I could not regulate my emotions. And befriending our emotional brain means that the amygdala, which is always heightened and hyper aroused when we go through things that I went through and that you might be going through, what we need to do, I will say it, is to make that amygdala calm down so that we don't speak as soon as something comes up. We don't get agitated, but we calm it down. Befriend it, say you're okay, you're safe, and let the prefrontal cortex, the decision-making brain, let that take over. Now, this was not a linear process. It was back and forth until I could regulate myself and realize, oh, this is what I need to do. Remember I said I wrote my book. I had to speak to the abuser, the one who did something horrible to me. And in the next video, I'll read some bits from Hush to Raw to open up to you exactly how I went about that. Why did I have to befriend my emotional brain? I did not have the emergent tolerance for provocation. What does that even mean, Toyin? So if you've been assaulted as a child, you lack the appropriate tools to say no. You don't know how to say no, and that goes with you as you get older. So that emergent tolerance for provocation means you don't know how to regulate yourself, so that as you're older and people want to do something to you in a violent way, you are all over the place. You get aggravated. That tolerance for provocation, for you to say, excuse me, create boundaries and say, you do not treat me like this, you do not talk to me like that. We don't have, or I didn't have those tools to say, stop it. And that's why I needed to start befriending my emotional brain, so that I'm calm, I'm regulated, and then I am stable and at my equilibrium to say no. I say no. I didn't say no as a child when I was being sexually abused, and some of you might be out there who did not say no and you feel guilt. Don't feel guilt. That's the way our brain was programmed. It was not your fault. But now that you're in a position to heal, yes, I get it. It wasn't our fault. It wasn't your fault that you got abused, but it is absolutely our responsibility to heal. However that looks like to you, however it looks like to me, is how I'm doing mine. That emergent tolerance for provocation is what you need to do. And that is by saying, no, you do not talk to me like that, in a controlled, regulated manner. Befriend your emotional brain, the amygdala that needs to calm. Do that by meditation. Let those things come up, write them down, deal with them. Look at that other video I said that, don't repress those emotions, deal with them, get to the core. And then what else do? You validate your emotions, and I validated my emotions and the pain through the stories of the Bible. And as I said, it's not linear, but what did I have to do? I read the Bible, because before I came out with my story, it was a big deal. I had to seek wisdom to find out how I could tell my children before I told the world. Before I could come out, I was back and forth. It was a big deal to say I had been abused as a child. I'd never told anyone, at least for a long time. And before I started to tell people, or one at a time, it was almost like 10 to 15 years. But it was eating me up. So by validating my emotions and pain, I had to start reading the Bible. Not just because I just had to see that whether what I was doing was the right thing. And I kept on seeing the word light. I'm like, we were light. In the beginning, God created the heavens and earth, right? There was light, but I don't feel like light. I didn't feel like light. You might not feel like light. But what do? We bring that dark side to light. Because as I said at the beginning, light shineth in darkness, and the darkness cannot comprehend it. And we should not let the shame be hidden. We need to bring it out, and don't hold people's shame. I am come unto you as a light into the world, that whosoever believeth in me should not abide in darkness. That was John 12:4-6, and that's what Jesus said. You might not believe in Jesus, but these are the things that I had to do to make my emotions validated, to say what I was doing, my story that I was coming to tell the world, was the right thing for me to heal, to bring the dark to the light. And I implore you not to repress your emotions, to bring them out. And that's what light means. So anything that's hidden makes you cover and shameful. But when you've brought it out, the darkness, the shame has no power over you guys. And that's what I will say. So you don't need to tell everyone if you're not ready, but just a good few men and women. Say that, guys, and you will be healing from depression. Do your meditation, have structure. I had to have structure. Yeah? And I don't take the path of least resistance. I will go through it head and head, and you become more confident. Because what I did not have was confidence. I had a bit of competence, but you need the two and even more. But I won't go any further right now. Again, please subscribe to Hush to Raw. Press that notification bell. Share this video. Comment. Let's have that dialogue, guys. I love you. I really do. And this is at my heart, because talking about depression, anxiety, stress today, I believe is grounded in what we have been through and not overcome. And that's why we are finding it so difficult to handle the stress of life today. So guys, I love you. And remember, your inner child, your inner voice, it has a voice. Don't suppress it. Let it roar.